Hello, Peter.
What up? How's it going?
That
Peter,
was that was crazy.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. It was an interesting debut of all that from one day to the next of having like the fake trailer, then the real trailer and everything.
Oh no, it was a real trailer that leaked.
Yeah, but I mean, like, sorry, finished and unfinished.
Oh yes,
Because the first one was like you watched it and it was like off of some guy's phone and it was all not the right colors and everything. And then like when I saw the real trailer, I'm like, okay, so that looks a lot better. I have questions because I thought some like when you see the inside of the Sanctum Sanctorum, however that's what it is, Sanctum Sanctorum, right?
Yeah.
When I thought it was snow when I was seeing the bad trailer, and I was like, it's probably
that's
incorrect. And then I saw it, I'm like, why the fuck are they like? Why is it winter inside here? Like, what's going on?
Because Doctor Strange is strange. That's the part I don't understand. I don't understand why Doctor Strange has the house in. I mean, unless it's the most like abusive form of air conditioning. Like he has a winter storm.
He's lazy. So
New York in the summer, you're just like, instead of dealing with an air conditioner, I'll just put on full winter storm inside my house.
You guys forget why that happened, right?
Why it's winter inside the house?
Yeah.
No, yeah, what is it?
Do you remember in Endgame the Hulk crashing through the ceiling?
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, but it's
why he never fixed it.
It's no,
is it summer?
Yeah, but why?
No, it looks like hold on. If you look at the trailer, though, it looks like it's going through multiple seasons, so it's very possible.
Oh,
yeah, but we see Peter walk in. We see Peter.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not cold.
You see him walk in. It's true.
When you see the doors open, Peter's walking in.
Unless when he walks in, that's when like the time shift happens for him.
Yeah, I don't know, but it is looking like it's like closer to Halloween and the fall, so I just assumed that he did it. But you're right, he walked in. I don't know but then again, like Disney does this thing, right? Where whatever you see in the trailer is not necessarily what you're going to see in the movie.
Guys,
right?
There's a lot of stuff. I don't believe this trailer is going to be as epic as people like. Half that stuff in the trailer, I don't think actually is going to happen in the movie.
I think some of it won't. But I think the big stuff that they threw in there, like the Goblin bomb, that's real. I think Doc Ock obviously is real.
Oh yeah.
I don't think Doc Ock is appearing in front of Peter as we know it. I think he's again. I think Tobey Maguire is going to be in this in some cameo of some sort.
I'm 100%.
Andrew Garfield as well.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Believe it, but I one of the things that makes me happy is the fact that I don't believe it will make me present.
Yeah, of course.
But the question is, which Green Goblin is it going to be?
We're all skeptical. It doesn't matter to me. I don't really care if it's Willem Dafoe or not. Actually, I have no issue. I have no issue with the one in Amazing Spider-Man. I think he just was poorly written. I'm okay with it being that version of the But the laugh was Willem Dafoe's laugh. That's the thing. So it's possible that it'll be him.
So we see Doc Ock. We know Doc Ock for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We see Lightning. A lot of people believe Electro.
Well, yeah, he already confirmed he was in it.
Yeah,
he already confirmed.
I mean,
he confirmed, then he reneged and all that stuff. But screw that, he's just being a jerk. He's in the movie.
He's in it.
A lot of people said you see Sandman. I mean,
that one is a stretch. That one looks like the lightning bolt hitting a massive sand dune, and then sand gets kicked up. So I'll leave that one up to maybe not. I don't.
They would just magically make it hit a sand dune. I don't know.
Well, okay.
I'm gonna.
I use the word sand dune, but it could be, you know what I mean, like some kind of like debris. It just doesn't look like Sandman, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's a reach.
And then we have the last one that a lot of people have been saying is not Electro, Lizard.
It's unclear.
I didn't notice the Lizard one.
I said it as well because it looks like he's underground and whatever, but that could also be those shadow demons you see when you're like traversing the
astral plane and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like I think Doctor Strange you see them as well. They kind of pull you in. It doesn't look like the Lizard anyway. It doesn't.
Yeah, I didn't think it was the Lizard either.
I
don't know. I don't know, guys. I mean, one of
This
the things that
movie, though.
one of the things that's funny about this whole trailer situation is the fact that so much hype, so much excitement. Everyone's really waiting. Everyone's gung ho. We really want to know what's going to happen. And then we got the trailer. Fastest viewed trailer broke the Endgame record in under 24 hours. Like I said, I sent it to you guys 10 minutes after I watched it, which was 3 minutes after it dropped, and it was already at 21,000 views in 10 minutes. By 18 hours, it was already at 4.1 or some crazy number. So
this was all part of their master plan.
Yeah,
They wanted that leak, quote unquote leak. I don't think anyone got fired over that. I think that this has happened before. Where like something leaks to gauge interest, and then they're like, "Oh, let's look at the interest in this. Let's throw out the trailer now." Yeah, I feel like it was. I don't know. It felt very.
It could be staged, but
I'll tell you guys. So I got insider info for the studio, the FX studio, because I got a few buddies that work there. In the end, the person is not being fired as of right now. They're investigating because they're saying that the way the system is set up, the person's in work file is accessible to certain people of a certain level. So anyone of us like level, let's say 10 and higher, would have been able to pull the file. Okay. It's kind of like shield agents level 4 or whatever.
Okay.
So that there's no, even because that's the other thing, right? As soon as it came out, everyone was just like, "Yo, how are you gonna watermark your file and send it to someone?" It's just
that's the thing. Yeah, it looks like stupid. It was watermarked to this person on their phone, and then it looks like someone either stole their phone or grabbed it for as long as, and then recorded the phone, right?
Yeah.
So it could be anyone. At the end of the day, it doesn't necessarily have to be someone who's actually in that sort of level.
But hypothetically speaking, the person who had the phone that whoever's phone it was that the person assume that it doesn't. Let's say it doesn't matter who it is, but that phone that accessed the file and was playing it, whoever was in charge of that phone would probably get in trouble because that has to be someone.
But that's the person. But that's the person who Brian is saying won't get fired because, it sucks that if I was working at a company and then someone stole my phone with the secret plans on it, chances are you'd expect to get fired, even though it wasn't you that leaked it, right? But I hope that's not the case here.
I mean, Mike K is saying similar thing to what a lot of people are thinking. A lot of people felt that it was staged. A lot of the insiders that I follow on Twitter were playing this really ridiculous game of be careful sharing it. People's jobs might be. And I was just like, okay, this is. There's a lot of playing up how much we respect Disney and we're not gonna. One guy was just like, I didn't even watch the fake trailer because I needed to see the real thing. And it's just dude, you're one of the people who spoke the most about the trailer, and you had obviously seen what was in the trailer. It was just a lot of fake, just pure fake bullshit, and it was just really annoying to watch unfold. But at least by following these people, that's how I knew the trailer was going to drop at 9:30, 9:40 that evening, because they'd all one of them had said he wrote it was coming out at 30:09, and then a whole bunch of people were just like, what does that mean? And then one guy wrote 9:30, guys, it means 9:30. He's just trying to play. And it started this whole argument. So I expected it at 9:30, and it came out at 9:40. So 10 minutes.
Okay.
Cinemacon is happening right now. For those of you who don't know, Cinemacon is when the studios and distributors have the meetup with the theaters themselves.
Yeah.
And they start working out what a whole bunch of trailers drop, a whole bunch of stuff that comes out, and that's why it was expected, because Sony's presentation was at 9:30.
Exactly. So going back to the trailer though.
Yeah.
Man, I watched it. I'm gonna say 13, 14 times, and at least half of those that I watched at 0.25 speed, trying to catch as much as I can. 0.25 is not slow enough. Let's just put it that way. I wish it was a little slower.
Really? But I have a thing that lets me go slower than that, so maybe I'll watch it after.
You should. There's quite a few details, but nothing. I think they're also careful not to include too many Easter eggs that would kind of get people going a little too crazy on the theory side.
Yeah.
I don't think there was much in there for that, but I did have something I noticed in terms of the storyline. It feels like a mix of two things. Like I think Skinny said initially, which is kind of true.
Well, yeah,
it's
everyone
kind of
knew.
going after the one more day.
Yeah, we all knew
storyline.
that was that. We all knew
But
that was coming.
it's also looking like a mixture of the happy birthday Peter Parker storyline. And in that storyline,
Yeah.
you notice how in the trailer Peter messes with Doctor Strange's spell, right?
Yeah.
By getting into the circle that he's casting
Yeah.
the spell in. Well, in that storyline, Doctor Strange is actually trying to cast a spell to destroy, I think, to destroy himself and Dormammu. And Spider-Man gets in the way of that spell, and instead Doctor Strange casts a spell outside of space-time, which causes a bunch of disruption in Spider-Man's storyline, where Aunt May dies, by the way, and you notice we only saw her like a brief moment in the trailer. Mary Jane dies as well, and then Peter ends up being confronted with his past version of himself and future version of himself. So I feel like they're actually mixing a bunch of these storylines, which is why I feel like there will be Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in there, especially if it's honestly, you guys should go read it. I think it's Happy Birthday Peter Parker or Happy Birthday Spider-Man. It might be Happy Birthday. I think it's in the Amazing Spider-Man, and I think it's Happy Birthday is the run. And so I think it's pulling from both those two. And I'm gonna put the Mephisto theories to bed on this one. I don't think he's.
What do you mean?
Why would you put it to bed? How?
We see him on the poster. We see Peter with the horns and the goatee. That's Mephisto, guys.
The devil, you know.
No, I'm just going back to what Brian's saying. Was Strange is acting really strange.
He is acting?
Well, actually, that Toby said it. I'm not the one. I thought Strange was just being.
I thought his nonchalantness, he went back, kind of reverted to his sort of Tony-esque attitude about things, which is like, I'm the shit. I can do whatever I want. But knowing the Doctor Strange we know post Infinity War, and Endgame, it to me doesn't feel right. And then why does he still have the Eye of Agamotto?
But maybe he's dealing with multiple Doctor Stranges, though. Maybe that's another one of his problems.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I like that theory.
It feels like there's more to Doctor Strange in this storyline than we know.
But remember, he would still have the eye because Captain America goes back and returns all the stones.
Yeah, so he never lose it.
The eye still does have the stone in it.
Right,
That's how
he still has it. Right.
He should not have lost that at any point in time.
Yeah, so
other than when he gave it away, knowing full well that he was going to get it back whenever he reappeared.
Okay. So him having the eye, that because I did think that too for a second when I saw it. I was just like, oh, but then I remembered Cap brought it back to him. The idea that there might be multiple Stranges, I like that. I like that a lot, because especially that scene where you see Peter holding what looks like one of those boxes that has like magic carvings on it.
Yeah, it almost looks like a mother box, but.
Yeah, but it has like this. It's like that box. Strange just looks annoyed with Peter as he's trying to get it. I'm thinking either Peter is not supposed to be there, or he's taking it from Strange outside of the timeline. Like you're saying, kind of how it might be that Peter is interacting with Strange at different points, and Strange doesn't believe him. Because the reason I say that is a nod to when Hulk goes to see the Ancient One, and the Ancient One pushes the astral projection out, and then you see that nod in the trailer. But at the same time, that could be a red herring, because I don't trust these trailers.
Also, there's a key line in here where he says, I'm going to make sure the world doesn't remember Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But Doctor Strange is included in the world. So what if casting that spell makes him and the Avengers, everyone forgets?
That was another one of my theories as well.
I think that is what happens.
Yeah, because that would explain his behavior.
Exactly, and then Peter trying to steal whatever this cube thing is. Whoever tells him to go steal that to restore things. I feel, again, in the comic books, he gets tricked by the Green Goblin, who tells him he's reformed, and there's a whole, I'm not going to get into it, but there's a whole reason why he convinces Peter that he's good, and in order to restore things, he needs to steal this thing from Doctor Strange. And that's actually, I feel like, again, they're taking from so many different stories, and it's kind of hard to like create an accurate timeline for myself, knowing all these different storylines. but I feel like that plays into it as well. I don't know how much of a role Green Goblin plays into that decision for him to go, or who else is behind, having Peter go to steal this thing from Doctor Strange. But man, I saw this at midnight. I didn't see it at the time everybody saw it because I was out, I was doing things, but man, I couldn't. I was super pumped.
So I want to say real quick, I don't want Matt Murdock in this.
But so far he doesn't need. So far he doesn't confirmed to be in it though.
Say what?
He's already confirmed to be in it. No,
I don't know. People have been saying that Charlie Cox is in it. I don't know that that's 100% confirmed.
If he makes an appearance, it's fine.
What's the problem?
He makes a cameo.
A cameo purely as a lawyer for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a waste. But okay.
How is that a waste?
Why is it a waste?
That's a perfect introduction.
He's supposed to appear in She-Hulk. It's the perfect introduction.
He's here.
But just introduce him in She-Hulk. If you're going to bring back Charlie Cox to play 2 seconds, and after everything that happened with Netflix, I want his coming home to be a little bit bigger. But you kind of
you don't know what's going to happen in the film, though.
But that's it. Okay, so thank you, Dave. And that's my thing. I don't want him to have a bigger role than that in Spider-Man, because I want him to have a bigger role in something that's for him or something that's focused on what he does. I don't want his return to be playing second fiddle to Peter, because he's always been the kind of street guy. Sorry, Skinny.
No, I was just saying this introduces him to like the children. Not every 4-year-old's on Daredevil. So if he's in this, and even if he suits up for like a segment, you know what I mean? Just to be like, yeah, I know it's terrible, but then it familiarizes the masses with Daredevil. And that's like really like it pays for itself. They don't have to spend any money on it that way.
The worst part of that is you're probably right, because we keep saying they don't make this stuff for us. They make them for them. And the thems of the world who don't know
the thems.
That's who they are, man. When we watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier, when we watch Wanda, when we watch any of these shows, we always keep having to fall back on the fact that these aren't made for us. We know this stuff already.
Lee J is asking if there'll be more. Dude, this was a teaser trailer, so there'll be like 2 or 3 more trailers.
That's the thing. This is the teaser trailer. Do you see how much we saw in a teaser trailer? Can we address that? That's why I don't want to watch any trailers.
This isn't a teaser. That's the other thing. They keep using these words arbitrarily. They keep saying teaser and trailer as if they're 2 different things. Teaser trailers used to be 30 seconds. That was a teaser trailer. You can't have a 3-minute. Or how long was it? 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
Something like that. But you can change
but
the game.
That's sure. Change the game.
Then when you release the trailer, make it 3.5 minutes.
Just put out the movie,
dude. That's like the music industry. The music industry is just like, oh, this is an album. It's 7 songs and runs for 29 minutes.
Yeah, there's also a hack by calling something you release a mixtape, and then if it's successful, you're like, I intended it to be an album, but like. Or if it's failure, like, well, it's just a mixtape. I was just filling out the market.
What was it? Chance didn't release his first official album until this last one, but had 5 albums under his belt. They're all mixtapes.
Exactly.
Okay. So this is the mixtape of trailers. Got you.
Hey, man, straight up.
The mixtape. Is that the title?
I want that to be the title. Is
No Way Home. The mixtape of trailers.
I like that. I feel like going back to Far From Home. Remember when they basically gave you their trailer teaser, gave you the entire story within that trailer, and then when you see the movie, they 180 you? This is what this movie is going to do. You think you see everything in this trailer, and they're going to just 180 you. In that movie, Far From Home, we thought Mysterio was from the multiverse, and he was here to save the world, and everyone was like, oh, Mysterio's a good guy. No, it's going to... And then they 180.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's but... 180. Okay. I think that was just our theory.
What if it's just Mephisto?
But I like Skinny's point.
I will heavily think it's Mephisto as Doctor Strange. I'll take that, but I don't want
that's
that.
What I meant. That's what I meant. That's
what I'm trying to stay away from. I don't want to be caught in the Mephisto theories anymore until it actually becomes a thing. I want to focus on Kang.
Dude, Mephisto
I want to be focused on Kang being the big bad eventually. And actually, to Danielle's point just now as I'm speaking, she's saying, I wonder if the timeline for Spider-Man will be related to Kang in any way. It's all related. 100%.
Yeah, at this point. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Matter of fact, I feel like it's happening at the same time as Loki as the timelines are diverging.
Yep. Exactly.
That's what the ending of the movie is going to be.
How do they write
That's how you're going to link up the TV verse
Oh,
with
Yeah,
like the after credit scene
Mhm.
is gonna be like Doctor Strange being like, and then he's gonna look and be like, "Fuck," and that has to go and start fixing. That's what it's gonna be.
It looks to me like it was meant to be. Like everything that's happening, even though the characters, oh man, I'm gonna get a little too deep and philosophical here, but everything that the characters are doing are already set in stone. So we saw Loki, and we saw that Loki's decision and Sylvie's decision started causing a divergence in the timeline.
Yeah.
But then Doctor Strange's decision and Spider-Man also seems to be causing a divergence in the timeline.
Yeah.
And Wanda? Yeah, Wanda.
Yeah.
I don't know why
Wanda
felt like her name wasn't Wanda for a second. But she also started to hear her kids' voices at the end of her. So all of them, I feel like, are happening at the exact same time. And they all think that they're the reasons why everything is divergent. But it was just meant to be in that exact moment.
So you're saying Doctor Strange is about to be Avengers 5 light?
Probably. I think so. I think we're going to see a lot of characters.
And Scarlet Witch is the villain of that movie, 100%.
Oh, damn.
I don't believe that.
But I mean, yeah.
You're saying that she's going to be basically the villain just because they're both going to go with their own individual purposes, and just because she wants to have kids, she's the bad guy?
Yes.
Yep.
I agree.
I don't think that's going to be it.
That's
why.
What are you talking about? That's literally what they did in the comic. She is the
Why
villain.
don't you?
I'm just saying.
You wanted to have a deeper meaning for her to be a villain? She already went through
I don't think she's gonna be a villain, period.
The girl took over a town,
but
guy.
She's not a villain in the sense of like she's a bad guy.
No, I know, but
in the sense that she's after her own
interest.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer.
But
I don't think that's the answer. I don't think that's the answer. I really don't think.
Guys, I'll tell you this much: no one has the answer after seeing a 2-minute and 17-second trailer. That's the point.
You ain't know nothing. Sway.
You ain't got the answer. Oh God. I would like to see evil Doctor Strange. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, Strange has gone dark and evil multiple times. So
many times.
Yeah, and when he does, it's a force to be reckoned with because the man is tapped in. I want to say shout outs to Wong for always knowing when to exit and just be like,
he's like, I'm gonna go to a tournament.
You know Wong. You know who Wong is? Wong is a black guy in a horror movie.
Yes.
Facts.
He knows exactly when not to pursue something and exactly when to dip.
He's like, these white people about to fuck this
straight up. And he'll give you the advice. It's like, yo, that noise you're hearing right there, I would advise not going into that room. On the other hand, my car, I still have my keys. My car is right in the driveway.
Why do people be losing their keys in movies and just being like, oh, whatever?
Or they don't have anything, they're running through the woods, they find a random car, and we have the classic keys are in the visor thing.
Yeah, every time.
Put the keys in, and all of a sudden,
that's when you leave the car. You don't try a second time. When it goes, you're out. You leave.
Just keep running.
You leave.
Oh man.
Or they try to hotwire it on some shit like they've done it before. Like, no.
I've seen movies. It's the red and blue wire. No, bitch.
Right?
This is a 2020 Escalade. There's no red and blue wire behind the dash.
It's dark in the forest and you're gonna make noise. Why?
With these Spider-Man colors, tricking us our whole lives, thinking Spider-Man colors going to start a car. Fuck no. Blue and red does not just save your life every time. Superman lied, Spider-Man lied.
You don't run for your life, man.
That's deep. Have we seen evil Spider-Man outside of like Spider-Man 3?
Venom? You mean like in the comic books or?
Yeah.
They put Rhino over his head.
Spider-Man has not been evil but has been selfish the same way you were talking about how Wanda has been selfish.
Right.
Spider-Man has been selfish at times.
The Superior Spider-Man count because it is Peter but it's not Peter.
No, I would have counted it, but I realized he wouldn't. Yeah, I realized Toby wouldn't. Yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't say it.
I love
Toby wouldn't count the Superior Spider-Man.
As much as I love it, I can't count that as Peter. That's not Peter at all. As a matter of fact, it feels pretty like wrong to see him with Mary Jane, knowing who's on the inside. You know what I mean? Like it just
My favorite part though is the fact that everyone said, "Man, this motherfucker is so much more efficient. He understands. The whole time I was like, this is so rude.
Yeah, it's crazy. It would be like you, for example, 30-year-old you going back to 17-year-old you with the knowledge of a 30-year-old. You'd be way more fucking mature and efficient about your moves, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
No, you want it.
And you don't have a doctorate? What the?
Yeah, seriously. Oh man, you guys need to read Superior Spider-Man.
So
it's one of my favorite like Spider-Man.
Was it Dave that didn't like it? Because we did an episode about it.
He didn't like it.
I love the artist. The artist on those books. Who's that guy?
I won't lie. I also like the artistry, but fuck that book.
The artist he later did X-Men, and his art is beautiful. He did Messiah Complex on X-Men, and he did a lot of Spider-Man. But like his art, for me, just anything he does, I'll read it.
I got a question. I think in this movie, Spider-Man's selfish. Peter Parker is selfish. His decision is selfish.
Yeah.
He because in the comic books, that's kind of my gripe with this a little bit.
Like,
it is because in the comic books, he in Civil War, he intentionally reveals his identity.
After like a significant amount of time of being a superhero, he's not 16 years old anymore. He's like 25. Like he has experience to be like, I can handle this right now because I know how to handle it.
Yeah,
not,
but he couldn't.
My aunt's gonna die tomorrow because someone knows that I'm Peter Parker.
But you know, you have access to the Avengers. You have access to Tony's resources. You have access to.
It doesn't mean that you want to put people that you like in danger, especially when you're a 16-year-old boy who's obviously a nice guy.
But if I'm 16 and I know the Avengers have my back, I shouldn't be as worried because I know the Avengers can help protect my Aunt May. They can help protect my school. Like I agree with Toby's idea. Like Toby's pointing out that I'm not saying Peter Parker is going to hire them like personal bodyguards, but you like people know Spider-Man's been with the Avengers. They've seen Spider-Man with the Avengers. As far as we know, doesn't the world know that Endgame happened and that the heroes brought people back?
Yep.
So they know Spider-Man because we see in the next Spider-Man movie, in the Far From Home, they talk about the fact that when the heroes brought back the people, blah 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 blah. Spider-Man was part of that. They know who Spider-Man is. Isn't it kind of weird now to think, oh, Spider-Man's by himself, he's responsible, no one's going to help him, let's go after him? That would be weird.
And I feel like there's got to be other solutions out there.
Yeah,
like,
but the concept of like
find a shapeshifter and be like, oh, this person.
Oh yeah,
there's got to be other solutions.
There's a lot of people have been posting that meme. The you know that how to end a movie in one scene, and it's it's like someone saying to Peter, someone says that, Wong says to Doctor Strange, don't do the spell. Just find a Skrull that looks like Peter and put him next to Spider-Man. And then goes through the portal. And then Doctor Strange goes, and then the next panel says, directed by John Watts. And that's the joke.
But that's the solution. Although I don't know if the world is ready for Skrulls or know about Skrulls at that point, but I would understand.
But that's the point, though.
Yeah, they don't know about the Skrulls. So
exactly. Or freaking Mysterio used the holograms. Couldn't have been the whole. Come on.
For God's sakes, just use the holograms.
Doesn't
he still have the technology for the holograms?
Of course.
Dude.
But through
the guys, the movie hasn't come out. We're already finding flaws.
No, all I'm saying though is that through Peter's perspective, though, like he's like, if you're a kid though, through your perspective, even at that point in time, don't get me wrong, it's not like the Avengers don't know him and don't support him, but like he was never really like on the team. He put himself in scenario. He literally put himself in scenarios where they had to have him on the team.
No, Tony literally said, "You're an Avenger now."
Yeah, because he was in space with him, and he's the only person that could help him. So okay, you're an Avengers now. They didn't go have
and then what? He's gonna take it back.
Yeah, but
this is not like a bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
No one knows of their conversation.
Yes, they do. This is not King Arthur times, bro. There's no knighting required to make someone an Avenger. You don't need an official ceremony.
But I'm talking about through the perspective of what you've seen with Peter and what you have seen with how he's interacted with the team so far. He was always reaching. They never were like, And even at that, he rejected it at the end to join the team. He said he wasn't going to join the team. They even had the whole press conference and closed it.
You just answered it yourself. He was officially offered to be an Avenger. Tony brought him into Civil War.
Yeah, and then after Civil War, the Avengers is you find the Avengers like to be solid after Civil War or not solid?
Hold on.
They're not solid. They're
Wait,
missing
Dave,
tons
Dave,
of
Dave, Dave.
characters.
You're going so far back. At the end of Endgame, the funeral, Peter Parker is there.
Mhm.
Why are we acting like Peter Parker is not part of the Avengers? He's at the Avengers funeral. That's the team. Everyone
100%.
who's at that funeral is family.
If you go in
Ross was
if you
in
go in
that
Shield
funeral
archives right now and type in Avengers Initiative, you would see Peter Parker's name at the bottom. It's somewhere there.
I just don't understand because Dave, you're going so far back to make your point, but Peter Parker is there.
I just like
at the
being
end.
devil's advocate.
That's fine.
I'm just because I'm like, wait, are we not going to talk about how Peter helped save the world? All those Avengers were protecting him when he had the gauntlet. That it's like,
regardless, 16-year-old kid, I'd be terrified if I thought that everything was going down.
Sure, but
Captain Marvel never officially met an Avenger, but she is one.
Yeah, hell, it's named after her, for God's sakes. But
yeah,
let's look at this though. All jokes aside, we really did find that the movie could end in 2 seconds if they used the holograms. I don't
100%.
100%. For sure.
I'm hoping they explain why he can't do that because that's a really big hole right there.
They do a pretty good job of plugging
but like,
holes.
why not Shield even step? To be honest, the easiest answer even is just Shield stepping in and being like, "No, this was false."
Or if they didn't insult the Agents of Shield series, they could acknowledge the existence of LMDs.
Right.
But so far, we haven't had LMDs technically in the MCU because Agents of Shield is this kind of weird side thing where we've met LMDs, but we're not allowed to count
listening.
them.
You don't know what an LMD is? It's a life model decoy.
Yeah, sorry.
You know.
Sorry. I'm usually really good at
Avenger. There it is. Those are the facts.
He's an Avenger.
he's the Avenger of the Disney ships.
Hey man, there you go. straight from the Disney sources.
On all the Disney ships.
It's just
great.
I mean, I'm excited for what's gonna happen next.
Yo, okay. So remember how I said potentially in the comic books anyway, in the timeline situation with the Happy Birthday storyline, Aunt May dies?
Yeah.
There is a scene in the trailer where they're both sitting in the living room or whatever it is, and it looks like someone or something walks in and they kind of look surprised. What do you think that is?
I think it's the cops because it looks like she's wearing the same clothes as she is when she's being interviewed later.
Oh, so you think he's coming to coming to arrest him?
Oh, I'm sure the cops come and arrest him. I'm like that whole scene where Ned's being questioned, Aunt May's being questioned. I feel like if I was to break down how the movie starts with that scene you see where he's on West 33rd and he's standing with Mary Jane and everyone starts gathering around him. You have that. The next few scenes are the stuff where he's like he goes to school later, stuff like that. Then you have them come and question him and pull in his family to figure out something. He's accused of killing. Actually, if anything, he's probably accused of killing Mysterio first, that same night.
Yeah.
And then that next day is when he goes to school, and now he's persona non grata. Everyone assumes that he's in on this. He's walking in with Mary Jane. Ned's behind him. He goes to school. Like all those segments of the trailer are, I feel a lot of it is the beginning, just shown to us in a different order. Because I definitely think it's West 33rd, the police situation, him getting going to school, him realizing how bad life is. At some point, somebody says something that has him say, "I'm desperate." He goes to Doctor Strange, and then that's when the next phase is. And then that's the order.
Quick little Easter eggs that I found though while watching it. I did make a note. So when they're on the rooftop, there's graffiti.
Okay.
Quickly, and it says Ditko on the rooftop where Mary Jane and Peter are laying down on. When Peter's being interrogated by it's so weird talking about this, like I'm straight up geek right now, but but there's the guy that walks in with the police, his jacket said DODC, Department of Damage Control.
That's what I thought. Okay,
that's what was the other one?
Because they're supposed to do a show for them.
I think we saw them briefly in Homecoming. Right. I thought it was Daredevil, Matt Murdock, the lawyer with the hand down with the white shirt and the black tie. But then there's another scene where they show him that figure walking into the room, and it didn't look really like Matt Murdock to me. So I kind of like, I'm not.
Why would Matt Murdock be so aggressive with Peter if he's potentially his lawyer? That's one of the other things that I was
It's probably just the cop who interviews him.
Yeah, that was my thought.
That's true.
Yeah.
There was a weird scene where it looked like the Bifrost, or they're going through.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Right. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
What was the other one? I'm trying to see if I have.
The thing I'm like, some of that stuff with where it looks like they're going through multiverse or magical realms or whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm really like, those are the things that I'm really excited to see. I like the idea of. I love those Inception style world collapse moments.
Same.
And the buildings shifting, and those make for some really cool scenes. Like I was saying, when they did it in Free Guy, it was really good. And then when I saw it in this trailer, I was just like, all right, this is right up my alley. I like this kind of stuff. I like how it's being used, and I'm just wondering where this is going to go.
And then I paused it. I sent you guys a screenshot of when Doctor Strange is casting a spell, and it looks like, Doctor Strange casting a spell, or people using their energy, has a certain color. They use certain colors for good and certain colors for bad. And at a certain point, it kind of starts turning blue and purplish and looks like chaos magic, which is why I'm like, is it Doctor Strange, or is there someone else like behind this?
Do you feel like the colors represent good or bad? I feel like it's more just
very often.
They do.
I mean, in general,
yeah.
But like Loki green, Wanda red, Harkness purple, Strange orange.
Right. But purple and green are usually the evil people.
Yeah.
And all the other colors are usually the good guys. Blue, I can't really remember right now. I even asked you. I'm not sure. But but purple and green
is blue in the MCU.
Like Hela was green, right?
Baramoto for sure.
That's what I think.
Right.
Yeah. He's got to show up in this. He ain't gonna come on.
Yeah,
especially if Strange is doing this kind of fuck shit, he's gonna come up and be like, "Hey."
That's a good point. Especially because he was so mad about it that and he's like, "You shouldn't even have magic."
Yeah,
you doing this to help this mere boy? For sure, for sure, he's gonna say mere boy.
The essence of Chiwetel right there.
Where has he been? Right. That's one of my biggest questions. Is like,
where's he hasn't been around for
technically,
a while.
The last time we saw him, he's hunting people who use magic for better. Like when he goes after Benjamin Bratt's character for just using magic to stand, I was like, damn, dude, that's cold.
Like, bro, I'm just trying to walk. Nope. Nope.
You know what the scene with Spider-Man being interrogated and being handcuffed reminded me of, though?
What?
First of all, like, it's so useless. Like, why are you handcuffing him? But in Man of Steel, when Superman was arrested, he was handcuffed to the interrogation table too.
Yeah.
So I feel like they do this thing, though. You'll notice Marvel does take certain scenes from DC and kind of remakes it in a way that's a little subtle. They do.
They'll just marvel it a bit.
Yeah, they do.
Hey, we're gonna actually tell people about our cameo. Here you go.
Well, even Zack Snyder in the scene where Superman gets resurrected in one of the Justice League movies. I forget which one now, but the one that got redone.
Yeah.
The the grave. He's at the grave site with all the names on it, and one of the names says Ben Parker. In the
really?
Yeah, in the Justice League movie.
That's funny. I didn't know.
So there's like weird. It's weird. They just do these weird nods to each other.
I mean, they respect. Well, I don't know.
You have to respect each other a little bit.
I was gonna say they respect each other, but if I was Marvel, I would not respect DC. I'm sorry. I would not. I wouldn't because they've never like. It's your little brother trying to do what you're doing and just keeps dropping the ball. That's what it looks like a lot.
I mean, they did fire James Gunn and be like, "Here, DC, catch a lick. We feel bad.
Yeah. Take one." Yeah, and isn't that what a big brother would do? I have all my toys. You've been breaking all your toys. Here.
You're giving you a hand-me-down for a minute?
It has a broken wheel, but here you go.
But then what happens? You can't keep my toys. Give it back to me now. I got to have him back for Guardians 3. So you had your fun, but that's as much
to kill off Drax.
Yeah, so that's what it feels like. It really does feel like an older brother who's just like, okay, you tried.
Also, I have seen this around. When they're on the bridge, when Peter's on the bridge towards the end of the trailer, like 2 minutes in, and there's a woman in the backseat of a car. It's brief.
That one, yeah,
a
that actress.
lot of people are saying that's Miles' mom.
Oh snap!
Miles' mom's not black though; she's Latina.
That woman could be Latina.
She could pass.
Oh, I know that actress.
Pass.
The only reason I know that actress is black, so that's weird.
Yeah,
to
I
me.
know it's Paula Newsome. I know who it is, but
yeah,
it's,
why would you cast this black actress to play a Latin?
He doesn't have to be. Does he have to be half Latin?
It is a very
a
specific
big
thing of the character.
I guess you're right. You're right. There is like
That was one of the big things when the character came out, that he wasn't just black; he's Afro cute. Like,
yeah, because they did, but that was a cop out because they didn't want to fully make him black, so they felt like they needed to mix him with a different race in order to make it passable.
Wasn't
like,
he
look,
also bi?
We're not
Yeah,
just race.
All right,
bending.
so there you go. What happened to that?
Was he what?
Wasn't he? He was bisexual.
he was
too.
bisexual.
Was he?
First came out- Yeah,
When
exactly.
they first introduced the character, he was Latin, black, and bisexual.
In the byline, they might have said that, but that never played a role.
Exactly.
And
It
from
never
the
played.
first
In the
panel, it never was a thing.
Didn't
But again,
matter.
we say
In
whether
the
or not
byline, no pun intended.
whether or not he acts on the bisexuality is a whole different thing, because it's like the Tim Drake thing, like
Right.
recently. He could be bisexual and has just never been shown in the comic book. We don't know.
Mhm.
So if they decide that the character's bisexual, I think it would be more. It's a little bit of an erasure if you say this character is Latin, black, and bisexual. By the way, we're never going to show his bisexuality in any which way or form. That's
yeah.
that's kind of just a waste. Why announce it then? But
Yeah.
hey, Marvel back in those
strange.
days with the Ultimate Universe was doing a lot of things. They were trying a
Yeah.
lot of, dude. They literally destroyed that whole universe at one point. So
Hey,
you
that
know,
was abysmal.
anything-
That was terrible.
1610 was this weird guinea pig of a world. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what to tell you,
Tim Drake's also half Asian.
dude. I don't understand what's
What?
happening over at DC.
That
I don't-
happened. Like because what? I knew, but then they never really like. All right.
I don't know. I don't know.
But long story short, Doctor Strange does look evil, looks menacing in quite a few scenes.
See,
I'm
okay,
not saying Mephisto.
I'll say
I'm
he
just
looks
saying he
menacing.
looks-
I don't know. I won't use the word evil.
This is a guy
Menacing
who
is the
says
best.
never play with space time.
He looks
He is
angry.
like pure anti-space, like messing with the space-time
And
continuum.
he's gonna give Wong a wink.
And I don't understand. Like that was so Agatha-like.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I don't-
Oh shit!
I didn't want to say it.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Oh, fucking shit!
damn. Oh,
Yeah.
That would
yeah.
explain going into a basement to cast a spell in the purple. Or
It was
I'm-
Agatha.
Oh,
If they
boy.
How'd she even get
boy.
out? How'd she get out?
I guess we'll find out at the
I'll
end.
tell you right now, you caught one fish. You caught one fish right here.
She comes out at the end of the movie and they start playing her theme song and she turns and
Oh
winks
my
to the
God.
camera. We can all be
Oh,
like,
Imagine.
wow.
Oh
that
my
would be so
god.
fucking hilarious.
It's Agatha. What was the
No,
theme song?
don't.
What was the?
You just no.
Nah,
No, it's Agatha all along. That's
There
what
you go. You had it.
I just said it like 7 times.
Yeah, he did. He did.
And then I kind of hummed the tune too, like you know.
Yeah, I'm like, Dave's like, what was it?
you. Missed you, Dave. Missed you.
Dave doesn't listen to you guys. You didn't know that? He just tunes
Dave's
you
looking
out.
at his phone. His girlfriend's just like, pay attention to the show.
No way.
Oh man.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm pumped. If you couldn't tell, I'm excited.
Yeah,
We did an
December
hour on this
17th too,
trailer,
man.
yeah.
This is not that far off.
Yeah.
The way that the speed at which this year has been going by, we're seeing this movie tomorrow.
Dog, it's,
Oh my
it's
God.
September next week. The fuck
I
you
know.
mean?
That's messed
I know.
up. That's messed
Bro,
up.
Anyways, this month flew, and the next couple of months are gonna fly. So Christmas here
Really
right now.
wild.
That's
Christmas
messed
Yeah,
up.
honestly.
Speaking of Christmas, from what I understand, the AEW fans got a pretty nice gift. I know that was. I tried not to make it cheesy, but I kind of had to.
You did that. Wow.
CM Punk has returned.
No, don't.
All right, so we're
Yeah,
going
you
into- we're going
should
into-
be
we're
saying
going
that.
into
It is a big deal.
CM Punk has returned. I don't know. I'm not supposed to celebrate. I don't actually care, but I know this one. Dave is celebrating like a motherfucker right now.
I am very happy. You want to know why I'm happy? It's not even because of the industry. It's because I was a CM Punk fan. I know that he came from rough beginnings.
Wait. Sorry. Quick question.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Now you're gonna
Kayfabe
question
rough
me.
beginnings or actual?
Oh.
No, actual rough beginnings. Like
He's from Chicago. He's actually from
Dude, he's
Chicago.
from Chicago.
That's a fair question. I don't like.
He's kind of
Kurt
like
Angle has a black son. I can ask questions.
He's adopted more out of like he had to like his family situation was so bad that basically another family essentially adopted him on the spot type thing. He had actual. So the only thing that he loved as a kid was wrestling. He eventually goes and gets to WWE. You saw how much fire this guy had, and in the last 2 to 3 years in the company, it's like seeing a skeleton form. This guy got like super big bags under his eyes. He's all like like when someone's doing a good job, but you can see that they're demotivated and don't want to do what they're doing, but they're still really good at it.
He was champ for a year straight. What is he talking about?
Okay, but so here's my thing.
I know what you're saying, Dave, but you know.
I watched
I know
videos in prep for this because I obviously didn't watch any of this stuff 7 years ago, and I don't really know much about CM Punk. But all the videos I've watched made it sound like the pipe bomb, that special delivery that he did. Of that
it's a promo. Yeah,
the pipe bomb promo where he, blows it all up and starts calling people out by name and blah blah. And in a lot of the videos that I watch, people are pointing out like as important as that moment was, the way it played out in the end with Triple H and kind of how it was, it made the pipe bomb seem like it wasn't actually that important. Like it's an important moment, but
it's very important.
Sure, but
in wrestling, it's important, I should say.
But then he kind of ends up just kowtowing to the industry and staying in the structure. So you call out everybody, but then end up still just working.
Well, he was trying to naturally create change in the company, and he was basically, long story short, like,
but isn't
mistreated. I'm going very high level because I don't want to go into
the pipe bomb promo was.
I think it was real. That was straight up. They gave him what they call an open mic. It was that they said here's a microphone. He's like, really? Okay, and he went out and said none of that was scripted. That was all from his heart. But with that being said, the fact that he got to come back, and it's not just he's a great storyteller. He's a great wrestler overall. Is he the best in-ring wrestler? Maybe not, but he's still very good. But when you saw this guy come out to his entrance, sit down start his entrance, and like he kneels down at the beginning of his entrance. It's usually 2 seconds. He takes a moment to absorb it, and his walk to the ring, you saw a guy's soul be like given back. He turned into a child walking down that ramp. At one point in time, he actually jumped in the crowd, like body surfed out of pure joy.
Yeah, that was wild dangerous. I thought that was silly stupid. I'm like, bro, come
on. It's because he was in Chicago. That's the only reason why I think he was able to do that.
Niggas, they could have spat on you, and bro, you feel
it's a pandemic.
Don't. You mean because of that? Sorry, I wasn't thinking that.
It's also still dangerous because it's Chicago. You shouldn't just body surf into crowds.
One piece of in your side. Come on.
But also, it's a pandemic. Don't body surf into crowds.
But regardless, I'm just saying the thing that for me was amazing about it. Let me put it this way: in the last 2 to 3 years, while he was at WWE, he never smiled. When he was walking down that ring, he finally was like, I don't know. It's like seeing someone get the love back of something they lost. You know, it was just nice to see as a wrestling fan. And yes, I was for a while a super big wrestling fan of his. So to see that, it was awesome. I hope he doesn't fuck it up. I hope they don't fuck it up.
I would smile if I knew I was going to start getting some nice paydays too. I'm just saying.
Oh, he's
don't say he's not doing the money.
I'm not saying not saying that, but I'm saying that he definitely already had a lot of money. He could be doing it for more money. Because you get a lifestyle, but
wait, do wrestlers get paid that much?
Do you
think he could have retired on what he had made in the time he had been there?
I checked when he like a year or two after he left. They said he would have roughly a net worth of 20 million.
Hey, you fuck.
CM Punk has a net worth of 20 million and is going back to wrestling.
That's the point. He's doing it because he likes it.
And this kayfabe writing is glorious.
Oh wow.
He's worth 20 million. He's doing it for the fans. That is some real face writing right there.
Well, the thing is at the end, I don't know if you guys knew this, but at the end, because one running gag while he was at WWE is that WWE, when we were kids, apparently they had ice cream bars. So he had several promos where whenever he was arguing with Vince or whatever, he's like, where are my ice cream bars? Because as a wrestler, he addressed it in a promo once and said, I want to have them back.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the show, when everyone was leaving, legit on him, he bought everyone in attendance. Like he went to a company, got his own ice cream bar made that was for like an AEW wrestling ice cream bar of CM Punk. And as everyone was walking out, they all got one.
They waited in line for them shit. Someone I know, one of my boys.
It was like you as you were leaving, they're just handing they're just handing them out.
Hold on, this man said he waited like an hour and a half to that damn ice cream bar. So
Seriously?
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to find that
because I saw a video where they were handing them as people were leaving the premises.
Okay, maybe people got the other way out. But
well, then maybe one guy should have went left instead of right. I don't know.
You know what it is then people who don't leave concerts early because they want to hear the last song. Listen, I hear my joints from the person or I see my matches out that door. I'm not trying to. You guys have been at the Bell Center. You've been at the Bell Center when people are trying to leave all at the same time. So the same kind of thing for an ice cream bar.
I don't know, man.
But regardless, I'm just saying.
I got a question though.
It was nice to see.
How do the WWE fans feel about the A&W fans or this?
Well, they don't care about that at all. I can guarantee you right now, a lot of WWE fans are probably now watching AEW because CM Punk is on it, and people are going to stop chanting at WWE, we want CM Punk, and just watch AEW.
Here's what it is, really.
Because they still get chants at events for CM Punk before this.
Here, what it is really with the whole AEW and WWE is that real talk, everybody's watching AEW, if not paying attention to it slightly. However, hardcores are holding on to WWE for loyalty's sake because they remember what it was 97 through 2000. And
nostalgia.
Nostalgia. But where they remember for specifically the Attitude Era. I fell off after the Attitude Era, and that's where John Cena, Edge, CM Punk, that's where they all came up, and I was just like, okay, bye. Like, yeah, I was cool, but I was just like, I need to go make this music, trying to get this money, right? So, but I believe that CM Punk was super hyped. He did win the belt again. He had it for like 385 days.
I was never into CM.
My thing, so
I like his theme music, and the fact that he got WWE to license that music so that if he left, they couldn't say, "Oh, you can't use your music." Super smart.
Yeah.
That's a dope song, no matter where you play it. So good job, good on him. I'll give him that.
I mean, I'm excited for fans if this is going to be a big thing. I mean, this is cool for anyone who's into wrestling. I mean, WWE doesn't sound like they're holding on too well in this situation. I think one of the things that
they're nosediving, to be, in my opinion.
Yeah. One of the things that kind of threw me though was watching the CM Punk entrance, and one of the reasons that it felt a little fake to me was the little kid crying.
That wasn't a little kid. That was a grown ass man.
No, there's a kid crying at one point. There's one kid.
Oh, there was also a grown ass man.
Oh yeah. No, that's my point. Adults crying makes sense because the adults grew up, like they've been adults. They were maybe teenagers, but they watched CM Punk. That 10-year-old kid who was 3 when CM Punk left and was crying, that's why it felt fake to me, because I'm like, this 10-year-old kid doesn't know CM Punk. Like,
it's his Hulk Hogan.
But for all you know, this kid was freaking out because everyone around him was freaking out and he couldn't handle it.
Ear popping.
You know?
This 10-year-old kid's just crying. Maybe 14-year-old kid is just crying because people are crying. Like,
what's going on?
Hey, you know what? Fine. Okay. I guess so.
I believe it, yeah.
Like, come on. Like, there's that many people screaming, and maybe he saw his parents cry or something. I don't know.
Lord have mercy.
Maybe he saw up at the trip, stub his toe at the exact moment that everything happened.
I really hope someone just stepped on his foot and that's why he's crying.
Imagine.
Otherwise, this shit's ridiculous.
Like, people are going crazy and they're hating the kid by accident. He's like, I don't like this.
Oh my god.
He hates CM Punk here on out.
You know, I put this next because I felt like it would be a perfect transition, but for View the Right Thing, heels. On the heels of talking about CM Punk, I don't know if anyone else has watched this show.
How many? Well, you talked about it last time.
Isn't he on that show?
How many episodes are out now?
This is only episode 2.
Oh, I gotta go watch that now. Then
isn't he on the show? Though? Isn't CM Punk on heels?
I don't know. I haven't seen him yet.
No, I haven't seen him.
I think he might do an appearance in one of the episodes, or is that Cody Rhodes? I'm not sure. Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe
No, I think he is on heels.
that anything to, oh my god. If he's supposed to be acting in heels, this return is
So,
this return is
man.
even more fake, man.
No,
Not fake.
Feels
no,
even
he has a
more fake.
long-term contract with them, but I think he did on basically on his time off. He tried to do UFC, got his ass kicked twice. All due respect.
I would
I
too.
mean,
It doesn't translate, guys. You can't
No, I
go
know, I
from fake
find it-
wrestling
and then
to
he
real
was
fighting.
also then he well, I mean Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, but okay.
Brock Lesnar doesn't count. Brock Lesnar
That's
doesn't-
that's like LeBron James going to football. He's built for it. Right?
Well, I mean,
It could
you
work.
can't necessarily say he would work, but it did work. So that's
Brock Lesnar built the Basher skull in. Like,
Yeah,
just
man.
look at
Yeah.
that specimen of a man, and I'm not even saying
that's
that nigga-
that's a bit of a man. Eh?
that dude could brock somebody
Okay.
up, and that's it.
So CM Punk is in the next episode. Yo, okay, this feels so organized now that it's disgusting. CM Punk returns to AEW the week before he's supposed to appear on heels as a
Yeah.
wrestling character. Sorry,
Cha-ching.
Dave, you lost me.
Those
I'm out.
ratings are about to go.
I'm out.
It's
not
gonna be a
investing.
one and done. They're gonna have a wrestling match
I'm
and they're
not
not gonna
investing.
fight
I'm
again.
out.
What are you talking?
I created Fubu.
You're creating Fubar, not Fubu. You're creating.
We did that joke last
Fubar.
week. No,
I created
no, we did. You do that joke last week. I
Uh,
created Fubu.
No, I think it was our guest.
Oh,
Was it?
okay.
No, it was the week before. It was not
Week
last week, but the
before?
week
Okay.
before. Yeah.
That's funny. Word.
Callback,
funny.
because that's
Yeah.
100% how I feel right now. This is a Shark Tank. I'm not buying it. I'm out.
That is.
This
jokes.
man is full on doing a promo run. Anyways, okay, cool. Wrestling.
He's not going to be a pro.
Oh,
Anyways,
God.
I'm not going to.
Even if he's only in it for 1 week, dude, it's not coincidence. So obviously his return to wrestling being the same time as he's going to appear on a TV show is to help the ratings for the show and boost the conversation around wrestling.
Mhm.
Oh God, is anything in the industry natural? This man
No.
is returning. Oh, anyways,
It's just to promote heels, and then he's gone for years again.
Oh boy,
he's
that's
worth
not going to
20
happen.
million, and he's
If
coming
that
back
happens,
for
I'll
the
stop
kid.
watching wrestling.
Oh, you won't. Wait,
You
mark
heard-
that. Mark that.
Wait,
Mark
what
that.
did he say? What did he say?
He said if
7/29
CM
Wednesday, October. I mean, sorry, August 25th.
I didn't hear. I didn't hear.
okay.
What did he
Okay.
say?
He said-
"Go."
If CM Punk is only doing this to promote heels and leaves for years, Dave said he will stop watching wrestling.
So that means if he wrestles in 3 weeks from now,
No. You said
No,
it's
no.
still there. So
No,
stop.
no. If he disappears
The
after
only
his
way
event,
you could. Huh?
if he disappears after his September 5th event against Darby, right? Because that's who he's fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
September
already,
5th.
by the way, I already know that he signed the multi-year contract. That's why I said that.
Oh yeah, but a lot of multi-year contracts and don't do anything. Remember,
You
he
are
could
not
have
going to pay him that much money and never have him on TV. That would be ludicrous.
Oh no! You could have him on TV. He just might not wrestle.
True.
If he's in wrestling.
Yes, there's a lot of people in
Then-
wrestling who don't wrestle.
Okay, but I what my claim was is that if he is in wrestling still after the show, I don't
Yeah.
care if he's a manager. Let him be a manager. That's
Oh,
fine.
that counts for you?
Okay.
Yeah. If
Oh, okay.
you were saying that you're saying that he will leave wrestling the second his
I meant
episode
he's not
of
gonna be a
Heels is
wrestler
over. I
anymore.
don't believe that.
He said he's not going to be a wrestler.
I also don't
He's not
believe
gonna
that
be
either.
super
I
active.
meant wrestler. He would not be a wrestler anymore. This is all just promo. He's an older man. He's gonna come back. He challenges a young buck.
40? What? He's like 40 years old.
The Rock did the exact same thing at some point with WWE, right? He'd only come back when something was needed to be promoted. He'd do an appearance at a main event or a pay-per-view, and then boom.
So you're saying
gone
he's
again.
John Cena Peacemaker? That's what you're trying to claim?
Probably.
Pretty much.
Isn't that
Pretty
what they all
much.
do at this point? Doesn't
Mhm.
Vince essentially just do
He's
that?
42 years old. He has like 8 years in him.
I mean, his contract.
Unless
is
he gets hurt, of course.
I mean, so let's talk about that for a split second. Wrestling, as much as people say that, it's not the type of sport you should do till you're 50.
Well, I
They-
mean,
they do it.
technically,
but-
Sting is 62 years old and had a match last week.
Yeah, and he should not be doing.
You
that.
shouldn't,
That's what I'm saying.
but I mean, they
CM
do
Punk-
it.
CM Punk is worth $20 million. And
I love
like
what
you
DJ
said,
just said right now.
all I
It makes
know
me
is
laugh.
if you're worth $20 million, you don't need to do 8 more years of putting your body through that stuff. That's all I'm saying.
What's a Christian Cage and why is he pulling it? I don't understand this comment.
Christian Cage
Because
is probably a wrestler who
Christian
disappeared.
Cage, so if you guys remember Edge and Christian
Yeah.
is so Christian got both him and Edge both got bad injuries that took them out of the business for a while, and
Yeah.
then Edge came back recently.
Yeah.
And Christian decided, oh, he's back, so I'm gonna see if I could get cleared. He got cleared, but WWE basically said we aren't gonna do anything for you. So he's like, okay, peace. And he's actually in AEW and with another promotion as well, and like actually wrestling and being an active wrestler again.
And he's probably almost 50 himself at this point.
He's probably 40. If I had to guess, maybe 45.
Jesus.
Again, I gotta ask you guys: in what world do these athletes who are possibly millionaires need to?
He's 47.
Dude, in sports years, you're a geriatric.
That's what I'm saying. CM Punk is geriatric when it comes to sports years. When he was sitting on when he got into the ring in the clip and he was walking with his back so stiff, I even wrote to you guys, does this guy have a back injury? Because he walks like someone with a back injury.
Well, maybe maybe the character was supposed to have it. He should be technically as a wrestler. He should be able to. If they tell him this guy is injury filled, he could easily know what to do. Because you're talking. When are you talking about when you walk? Oh, you're talking about when you walk down to the ring?
Yeah, this last video.
No, he wasn't that bad. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Hey,
okay.
You're the wrestling fan. They all look healthy
because he actually in his last years at WWE, he actually in his contract they gave him his own personal bus because he actually was like one of the reasons why wrestlers are age faster is because they car ride everywhere. So he got like basically a big double-decker bus or something like that. So he never was doing that. So hypothetically speaking, his knees and joints and shit should be better.
Okay.
This is like Pat Patterson.
You're describing what sounds like the most like coddled person ever. He had to get his own private bus so that he could.
No, he squeezed a company who squeezes everyone else for as much as they're worth, and he did it to them. I don't feel bad.
No.
Of course.
I'm not saying he should feel bad. It just sounds like he's being coddled because you don't need a full bus to yourself to transport someone around.
Mm-hmm.
A double-decker bus to transport is like.
I don't know. I don't know. It looked like a big personal Greyhound bus that's not obviously
that's a waste
seats and I don't know.
If you're telling me that it's transporting one wrestler, that is one of the most disrespectful waste of fuel and resources I've ever heard of. Whether or not you want to support this wrestler, if that's a real thing that was done for one person, that carbon footprint mentality is disgusting. Why would you have a Greyhound bus for?
Well, I would imagine maybe he was nice and let his fellow friends that he liked on it, but
if Michael Jordan had to sit on the bus with the team, I could see CM Punk being okay to sit on a bus with the team. That's all I'm saying. But hey, Heels is going to premiere with him. Let's do it.
And you know what, Brian? Tell me if he's a good actor or not, all right?
I mean, he convinced all y'all that after 7 years he needed to come back. That sounds like great acting already.
He's a great storyteller. Let you know that.
There we go. What if he's lying? If is the other series that we watched that we've been checking out. Anyone else watch the latest What If?
It was dope. I watched it right before this.
Did Skinny bounce? Because I was hoping we'd get it to.
He'll be back.
He'll
Okay.
Wait, you guys liked it?
I did.
I enjoyed
it. The T'Challa Star-Lord one better than this one.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's still my favorite so far. The T'Challa Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've liked all of them to date, but I actually really enjoyed it. Other than the fact that, like, technically not all of my first heroes were lost, right? Like, well, I guess because he wasn't a factor in the Avengers Initiative in the file. Because he gets Captain America at the end, and it's like,
who are we talking about?
Because in the What If is what
end goes to get
yeah, and technically the title is What If They Didn't Have Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and like I assume that would be all the Avengers.
Yeah.
So technically, Cap, like, that doesn't compute, but I get the loophole because they're saying they looked at the file because Captain America wasn't known at that time to be an option, obvious. But I really liked it being Hank Pym and the reason why. I thought that was actually really cool. I did not see that coming.
I like that the thing that changed in this universe wasn't that Tony dies. The thing that changes in this universe is that Hope had died.
Yeah.
And that changes all the whole series of events. I thought that was very cool. Because the whole time I was just like, oh, is the thing that changes in this universe Tony's dying? Oh, Bruce. I'm like, oh, so the thing that changes is they're all dying. But no, because remember, there's always that one moment that causes it to splinter. And in this universe, actually, technically, the one moment is the moment that Hope joined S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's not in S.H.I.E.L.D. in the MCU.
No, she's not.
Yeah, because in this universe, potentially her mistake was joining S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
That would be
I don't
mistake.
think it's a mistake. I think it was honorable that she's trying to serve.
Oh no, but sorry, that's the decision. That was the.
Oh yes,
because they always say it's a decision, right? So technically, in this one is her deciding to go with
her deciding. Yeah. Because I like seeing. I mean, I really, really liked in the Star-Lord one that the thing that changed was not T'Challa, but the fact that Yondu was just like, "You two idiots, go get the kid." And those morons bring back a.
They look the same. I'm like, what?
Like, all humans look the same. It's like, motherfucker, come on now.
He's like no.
Skin is completely different. Y'all are some ignorant motherfuckers.
It's not even the right side of the planet. Like, what are you talking?
So many things.
So many reasons why this.
All because Yondu was just like, I'll let these guys go. I like that joke. That the one little decision.
But what was weird is that his dad survives.
Like,
yeah. Yondu's like, fuck it. Sorry, what'd you say? Who survived?
I said the weird thing is that the dad survived, though. Unless when he gets back to Earth, it's before the events of Avengers Age of Ultron.
It's way after.
So if it's way after, because his dad's alive when he comes back, that's something
his dad's
found...
also much older.
Yeah, but that's kind of surprising, though, right? Because hypothetically speaking, his dad should have always done that stuff.
No, the Sokovia Accord. Like, there's a whole bunch of things that might have changed that we don't know about.
No, it's true. The butterfly effect, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Like T'Challa not being there. That's the thing.
The dad would have spent his time trying to find his son. He would have been more preoccupied with other things than like the rest of the world's problems, right? So there's all these butterfly effect things that do happen when you change your course.
Man, God, I didn't even think about that. But yeah, that's a good point. The dad would be like, my kid's missing. I don't give a fuck about the rest of you.
That's very true.
And like the fact that Wakanda goes so heavy into space exploration because you see the little ship that was usually just used for Earth is now space made. Like it can survive. And that was cool. Those are like little things. Cool. Yeah.
Like in this one, like what was memorable? Like, okay, it was. I don't know.
Oh, all the ways they were dying, being killed off. I thought that was fucking cool.
I actually didn't like this one, and I didn't want to say that because you guys seemed happy. So I let you.
I was okay with it. I didn't. It's like it's. Ooh, if I had to rank them, T'Challa, Captain Carter in this one.
Yeah,
really?
2-1-3. 2-1-3.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, why does 2-1-3 make me think of Snoop Dogg? Was that
to be quite honest?
Because
Carter's definitely last for me.
The name of his group?
Yeah, him and Nate, Warren G and Nate Dogg, was it?
Yeah.
2-1-3. Sorry.
Repping 2-1-3. I'm trying to feel like.
Okay. We said 2-1-3, and I was like Snoop Dogg. I was like, "Why?"
It was the group. It was the group.
Hilarious. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Dave. Hit us.
No, I was gonna say I think this one would be one. T'Challa 2 and Carter definitely last.
Okay.
Why is this one? I'm curious to know because first of all,
I liked it because
we have a crazed dad who's just pissed off.
But that's it. I really liked how they didn't let you would have never thought it would have been him. His reasoning behind it makes perfect sense.
That's fair.
The concept that he's one of the only people that would be able to infiltrate and do all these things.
Also fair.
Like how far he was able to get made sense.
Right?
Yes.
Even Nick Fury figuring out last second, the only time the second he knew was the first time the viewer would have even had a chance to even think about it. And you weren't given enough time to
Black Widow, bro. See, why don't we give Black Widow her credit ever?
When Black Widow was fighting when would you say she actually uncovered? What was the hint that it was Hank, other than her fight scene? And her fight scene easily could have been misconstrued as looking through the visual of the person she's fighting.
No,
because
she
that's
was
what I
looking
thought it
on
was
the, on
initially.
the screen
Yeah.
as she was scrolling through the Avengers Initiative
You
folder.
see
she
Hope
re-
with the X.
yeah,
No.
Oh,
Sorry,
I
you
did
see
not
Planet there.
notice.
yeah,
I was paying attention. Then that's something I by chance missed.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. She
Sorry.
does. We actually do see like Hope Van as one, or Hope Pym. Is it Hope Van Dyne or Hope Pym?
Hope Van Dyne, I think is her name.
Then even at that, like, you'd have to be very tentative about that.
Well,
I would find.
So for you, it was that much later. See, funny enough for me, I figured out, or I shouldn't say figured out. I assumed it was Hank, or I assumed it was Ant-Man by the time the Hulk died. Because when the Hulk exploded, when the Hulk exploded from the inside out, I was like, someone had to have grown something inside the Hulk to blow him up.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured out in my head, I was just like, that has to be someone with Hank Pym, Scott, or Jan, anyone who has the ability to shrink.
You know, it's one of those theories we threw out there that could have ended Endgame or something sooner, is if Ant-Man was able to just get inside Thanos somehow.
Yeah.
And cause some.
That's how I have my Lego set up. I have the Lego set battle behind me, and in the battle, I have the mini Ant-Man standing right underneath Thanos' butt. And I always laugh when I look at it.
That's hilarious. I want to see that. Take a picture of that one time.
So they must have known that and just used that as a plot point here, you know. Yeah. But it makes sense. The Hulk can't die, and you start thinking about why.
Because she keeps saying the Hulk can't die, and then when you see him explode from the inside, I was like, "That's an Ant-Man move. That's the only way I could think."
It wasn't. I thought it was definitely someone infecting them. That one I got for sure. Like, that was obvious, but I didn't go to Ant-Man right away.
Yeah, I didn't go that far.
I thought it was going to be like Doom or something. I thought it was going to be someone like, we did not know this person at all. He's not even in the U's or whatever.
But then when Loki showed up, I was like, oh, was it Loki this whole time?
That's another thing I was thinking too.
For a split second, I thought maybe it was Loki.
Mm-hmm. But Loki was actually here to defend his brother.
Yeah.
Which is oh crap, okay, all right, cool. I guess he's kind of good, but not really, because he ends up enslaving Earth anyway at the end of it.
And he used that as a catalyst.
Yeah.
Is the idea that he's now running Earth and isn't working for Thanos? Because he's working for Thanos the whole time.
He has a Tesseract. Also. Yeah, I don't know.
Because in my head, I was just like, you work for Thanos, so is this like a different version? Is there no Thanos in this one? Because that's it. There's a lot of different things in these universes that we don't get to see that are interesting, and it would be cool. And I understand they can't possibly tell all that story, but I just wondered, because it made me wonder, if only those little things changed, wouldn't Loki still have a deal with Thanos and be doing this stuff? Because
hold on. Yeah. Is Thor that destructible?
That's the one thing I will say I did not like about the episode. The fact that it was a simple arrow, mind you, again, an arrow in his heart, fine, but I feel like a human arrow, just like a human bullet. Bing. Yeah, he's not Superman, but he's
still Asgardian.
God, like, you know what I mean?
That's the thing. He's still Asgardian, even without the hammer.
That was my one qualm with the episode. But I think I like this episode a little bit more compared to the other two, because this was more like a mystery, whereas the other two are just like, oh, well, because this changed, well, this is the new universe. Like, you know what I mean? This was more like, this never got off the ground. Like, the what if is completely at the end. Oh, it's Captain America and Captain Marvel that will start. That was it. Like, whereas like usually would be like, they're dead. Now we're gonna see what Captain America and Captain Marvel do. You know, so I thought maybe it was the presentation.
I don't even know if we're gonna get to see more of that. I'm wondering if because this anthology style of telling the story means we might never see the next part of those stories.
Yeah, I don't think.
Well, most likely not. That's the whole point of What If.
Yeah. That's one thing that's always been hard about What If.
I do think there might be some weird connection at the end, though. Like somewhere, I think. Funny enough, I think they're all happening in the same universe. And we're meant to think that they're happening in a different timeline or a different.
Okay. Well, no, you can't. That's negated by the fact that Agent Carter isn't frozen.
Oh
at the end
shoot!
of
And
hers.
also no, and at the end of that,
It's
Clint
Cap
Barton was
Shield
there.
and not
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Never mind.
Or at least maybe some are, but at least those two are not.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it wouldn't. Okay, no, it's not still negated because it's possible that it happened before.
But it's still
wait,
Captain
actually,
America's shield.
Captain America's shield is still frozen. That doesn't happen in the first episode.
He's never Captain America.
Yeah, Steve Rogers is a guy inside the Hydra Stomper.
Yeah, unless they lose the prop while the plane was flying, and
remember, they make the specific point of saying, "I only had enough vibranium to make the shield." So we know that one shield exists in most universes.
Mm-hmm.
If they're trying to connect the two, and they still made Rogers Captain America, and they made another shield, that would be a lot of changes in that first episode's universe.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not saying it's impossible.
I think they might have. But I think they might have one-offs. Like maybe this season will be all independent, but next season, like for example, next season, for all you know, we're gonna get the story of Star-Lord being picked up from his dad because he never became Star-Lord.
That's what
the answer to that is
that's what I
think that's what the serialized is. Yeah.
I would be down if each season was a continuation of the anthology episode from the previous season.
Yeah, like because it was a hint type thing, you know? Like example,
that would be cool.
The ending of this, the continuation of this one, for example, should be who else got to be on the Avengers first team because no one else was.
Because I would love to see what version of the Avengers do you build when you have Captain America, Captain Marvel, and you start off that early. Do you get Yelena as Black Widow really early now? Do you get Kate Bishop as Hawkeye?
You'd probably still get Strange and Black Panther would be normal. Because technically their lives wouldn't have drastically changed because those people not being involved, unless the Accords again don't happen.
And you still might have Hydra messing around, so you still might get Wanda, and Quicksilver doesn't die because he's not protecting Hawkeye. Yeah, man, it's interesting. I'd totally be down to see that. I'd be down to see that because I think there'd be some really cool characters and some really cool stories to tell with that.
And they assign somebody else as Ant-Man, someone else in S.H.I.E.L.D. as you know who it would be? It would be the girl.
Maria Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's true. They would take his armor. They definitely take the yellow jacket armor and give it to someone else. Because once they figure it out, they're going to be like, well, this is a useful weapon. It literally killed all our potential Avengers. Why would we not want this? We've seen what it can do. I want to give a shout out to Lake Bell for her version of Natasha Romanoff. She did a really good job as a voice actor. Because at one point I was just like, is that Scarlett Johansson? And then when I looked it up later, I was just like, oh damn, Lake Bell, good on you. She did a pretty solid job. So
yeah, it was good. I saw Free Guy last night.
Hey, you finally got
see it Friday.
VIP.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. It is, right?
It's just a good movie.
Yeah,
straight up. No, I don't. There was nothing. I have nothing bad to say about it.
It didn't feel like there was wasted scenes.
Nope.
There was,
I cannot wait to see this on Friday.
There was the point. There was the sort of the meet cute.
Yep.
It literally had every single beat and hit it. There was a rhythm to it, and it never stopped. And by the time the end happened, you're like, "Yep, I'm satisfied."
Yeah.
There was nothing at all. And Taika as the villain.
Oh God. Yeah, he's so good. Do you see what I was saying about him being kind of like Kanye-esque?
Yes. And it wasn't so overfraught that you're like he's overdoing it. It was just like he just was.
But also the fact that he's silly at the beginning, but then more menacing towards the end, which was a really good build up to who he becomes. Yeah. Anyways, I won't say too much because Dave hasn't seen it, and I guess Dave didn't listen to last week's episode. So good.
I skipped that part.
I wasn't saying that clown you. It's more just like don't.
No. I appreciate it.
It's a recommend, 100%.
Yeah. One thing I'll say that I watched that you guys did review along the way. I won't go on to a lot. The one thing I loved about Suicide Squad is that it was as if you're reading a Suicide Squad comic book. I think that's the only thing I didn't hear you guys say. I agreed with all the other things that you guys had said, but I really enjoyed Suicide Squad. But the fact that it was when I watched it at the end, I was like, this is so satisfying being someone who really I read I have like all the Suicide Squad since like New 52 type thing, so
Yeah.
I was very satisfied with that.
It felt very comic accurate.
Yeah.
In its interpretation. So
it wasn't like it was like Sin City. You know, they made you feel like you were flipping the pages.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I just remembered what Harley does with the javelin at the end. And my eye just twitched. I was like, oh!
Yeah, I found it weird that she's just swimming in that like it's water.
Oh, God.
And in my mind, I'm like, that wouldn't really be water though. That'd be
it would be like a
mucusy
mucus.
And she's looking in that. That stuff is going in her eyes.
I know.
And
But it works
also-
because it's Harley.
Also, how long can Harley hold her breath for? Like, how long has Joker drowned you?
Yo, I told you, Harley has plot armor. She's
She
literally
really does.
Batman-like.
Yeah. God damn.
It was just so funny to see her do this jump.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I saw Green Knight as well.
Oh, don't tell me anything. I want to see it. Don't tell me anything.
Oh,
I'm gonna go see it.
Can you give a thumbs up or down about it?
No, I don't even want to know that.
Okay. I'll reserve judgment.
Yeah, because I'm supposed to see it. I'm supposed to see it real soon.
Okay,
so let me.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Tell me. You know what?
you-
As soon as you see it, just reach out in the chat and just give me your give me your an emoji that explains exactly how you felt.
I'll ask you a quick question. Do you like Arthurian lore?
I do very much so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also got to see the final of Bad Batch, which I'll say this: very good start to the show. A bit of a lull,
yes,
as we pointed out, but I felt that it did like they ran towards the beam, they jumped the beam, little wobbly, but they landed.
Yeah,
they landed fine.
Like an Olympian in the hurdles.
Yeah, exactly.
They hit a few on the way to the finish line, but boy, was that finish nice.
Yeah,
I like that ending of the season. I really, really liked it. I don't know about you, but
I really enjoyed it. I like the fact that technically, the sniper guy, I forget his name right now. Crosshair, like he's still up in the air, but I liked when he was like, I took out my chip a long time ago. I was like, oh shit, like you're a bad man.
Especially because the whole season. Sorry, I just heard you say bad man, and I was like,
I didn't mean to say bad man like that, but I was gonna say bad man. Yeah,
I'm not even mad. I respect it. You do you, homie. He's been hanging out with us too much, and that ain't a problem. When Omega spends the whole season convincing them, it's because he has the chip, guys. It's because he has the chip, and it's just like, okay. And then this motherfucker's just like, bitch, I don't have the chip. And she's just like, and then she even says to him, I really thought you were like this because you had the chip. Like, when she sits next to him and says it, I was just like, no, he's just that much of an asshole. Like you got to get over this shit.
And one thing I will also give them credit, because this is one nod that they did Star Wars right. They made you care about a droid. When that droid was trying to help them out of the water, and I legit thought he was going to the edge of the sea. I'm like, I actually feel bad. I'm not going to cry about it, but I feel bad that this droid is about to die. Yeah. And when she went to go save him, I was like, yeah, good on you.
I mean, I didn't want her to save him, but I definitely liked that it was that emotional for a droid. I agree with you that it was so well done that I was just like, damn, this motherfucker's and then she's like, I'm going back from like, no, bitch. So, what are you doing?
Don't you die, too.
He's a robot. You can't. He can be rebuilt. He can come back in 10 years, find his programming. You'll be fine. Put a battery in him, but don't sacrifice.
Get a ship and go in the water. Like,
no, seriously. Anyways, it was good though. It was fun. I really like that. I remember telling one of my buddies, I regret watching it 1 week to the next. I would have rather watched the last 2 episodes together because it made for a really nice kind of like cinematic season finale. Anyways,
they should have ended the season like they started it. They should have put them both right away.
That's what I'd wish they'd done. But I mean, it's smarter for them to do these split things because people will definitely be like, whoa, I need to see what happens next. Yeah. But hey, your buddies over at Rick and Morty are essentially doing that because they did all their episodes, then took a break and told you, by the way, the season finale is like a 2-parter that comes out on September 5th. At which point, I'm sure people are like, okay, well, I definitely want to see that. So,
oh yeah, that's gonna. Well, I mean, overall, I found this. If we're gonna do a small tangent about that,
do you?
Some ups. Are you gonna say that all the episodes were bad this season?
No, because I've even already admitted to you there were some acceptable episodes.
It passed as far as I'm concerned. Brian made it like I don't care. It's fine. I'll take it. I'll take it.
I can't. I can still say fuck Dan Harmon, but I can't.
I was gonna say fuck you, Dan Harmon. I'm like trying to save your ass out here, and you keep on shooting me some blanks.
Wow.
Oh my
shooting
God.
blanks out here. I wonder how his wife feels.
Hey, oh, hey.
All right. Let's let's move on to geek news and rumors.
Geek news and rumors. I'm
man.
wearing the shirts because no one knows what's happening.
I
know it's at the bottom of the list, but I don't understand. For all of you who've been paying attention, supposedly Vulture, Variety, a whole bunch of the trades recently said that Venom is going to get pushed to January 2022. But Sony supposedly is like, no, we didn't tell anybody that. You guys are hearing sources. Nothing to go so we're going to have to wait. Cinemacon, like I mentioned earlier, is happening right now. So by the end, which is tomorrow's the last day, I feel like we're going to have an answer for sure. But for the time,
when was it slated to come out though?
October 15th.
Like soon.
It was October 3rd.
They were just pushing a bunch of trailers less than a month ago.
October 3rd was the original date. Then they pushed it to October 15th because of some change they were making. And then they pushed now rumor is that they're pushing it to January 2022. I would never put it to January 2022 though.
Yeah, but Morbius is supposed to be
when's
January.
Spider-Man supposed to happen?
December 17th. That's what I'm saying. Don't put it out 2 weeks after Spider-Man. Are you fucking crazy?
No, but if you put it a month after Spider-Man, people will still be high on it. And
but Morbius was originally January. That's what I'm saying. So what happens with that?
Oh,
they're finally saying fuck Morbius?
They would push. No. They would end up pushing all of them.
Yeah. So yeah.
Everything. So I don't think Sony is making a. Oh, by the way, I want to say this real quick because I almost forgot to say it. Sony went out for CinemaCon and did this whole thing talking about the theaters are the most important. Blah 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 blah. Listen, bitch. When you don't have your own streaming service, it's really easy to shit on everyone else who has a direct-to-customer. You don't have a direct-to-customer, so you need the theaters. So you're going to play big dog and come out at CinemaCon and be like, we family, we work together, we make money together. But you're not Disney, you're not Comcast, Universal, you're not any of these players in the game right now. You don't. Your streaming service was called Crackle. And
oh my god! I forgot about Crackle.
Snap, crackle, pop, bitch, you're done.
That's so true.
Yeah, man. Sony had Crackle and it fell to the wayside because they kept doing this stupidity with like. First of all, they didn't do their licensing properly. They didn't and it was advertisement only format. You couldn't. I think there was a premium version, but no one knew about it. No one even fucked with Crackle. I liked Crackle because they had old Sony movies that I thought was cool, but. Anyone I ever asked about Crackle, they were just like, I don't even know what Crackle is. And I was like, this is why Crackle's going to fail.
Yeah.
So, Sony walking around being like, we're the bosses. We're going to do this. We're going to support the theaters. Real easy when you have no direct-to-customer system.
Also, real easy when Marvel is kind of making your name for you.
Right.
Just saying.
Thank you.
Yeah, no.
Someone else is doing some of the biggest legwork.
Sony has done the smartest thing of how creating they were like people were talking to them, they're like edging out a surfboard, like don't worry, yeah. And they pressed the button that created a wave, and they've been riding that wave to the bank.
They have,
and that's what they're gonna do.
100%.
And their cash cow is self-generating.
Yeah, they could have been foxed or outfoxed, literally. By Disney if they didn't play their cards right, especially after all those like email leaks and they had a weird period of controversy.
Yes,
like it could have gone really badly for them, and they got bailed out by Spider-Man coming back into the MCU, and then all of a sudden, Sony's name is attached. Sony had a hand in this.
Yeah,
and yeah, they've been riding that wave ever since. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, and for those of you who are saying, what about their PlayStation network that they had? I didn't count it because it flopped so quickly. I didn't think it needed to be mentioned. Mm-hmm. But if you guys are trying to count that as a direct to customer, notice it's not around. So Just saying.
It went by the ways of Quibi, like Lee J said.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Misha Green to write Black Canary movie script.
Eh.
So it looks like they want to do some more DC damage. Let's see how much
why
we can
why
fail.
why are you writing a script for? Although I don't think the movie was terrible, but like
True.
Birds
no
of Prey,
one's,
you mean?
yeah,
Birds of Prey.
none of them really stood out. And the girl who played Black Canary, although she did a good job,
Journey's
not saying
great.
She didn't do a job.
For me,
I don't see you taking a movie out of that. I don't.
if you wanted to do a movie, if you wanted to do a movie or a show about the Birds of Prey without Harley, that I would still be.
Yeah.
You need an ensemble. They're not. None of them, like you said, stood out enough for me to be like, I want to see a movie about Black Canary.
I kind of like Huntress, but fair.
Yeah, but even at that, imagine the movie was Huntress, which I would have been like, fuck this, because out of because out of all of them, yes, Black Canary, other than Harley Quinn, obviously, all the other people on the team, yes, she was like, let's say, the most popular or the best one, but it's not strong enough to put that on your back. I'm sorry.
I'd rather
that's no dig at the actress, by the way.
No,
I'd rather see Hit Girl. She's just another version of Hit Girl, and Hit Girl's better.
Exactly.
Good old Hit Girl.
I'd rather see a Hit Girl movie.
I would love to see a Hit Girl movie.
Yeah, it's the same premise, same vengeance, just better. Like, anyway.
Hit Girl was fun. Free Guy tops theaters in week 2.
I see why.
We said it last week. Yeah. We said if they don't drop in their second week, no one has a leg to stand on when it comes to this whole same day release.
But the movie has to be good. That's the other side of it.
But I mean, even if the movie's bad, we wouldn't know because they've been doing same day release. So we you don't give it a chance because people because I love going to the movies. Yep. I want to go to the movies now more than ever because of the pandemic. If you told me I could watch some of these movies from home and we had never had a pandemic, I'd be like, well, I might just watch this movie from home. I don't need to see this one in theaters. I want to see this one and this one and this one in theaters. But there's a whole pack of them that I'd be like, I'm cool to just watch these on streaming. I'm okay with it. VOD, let's do this.
Yeah, I think you can pick and choose the IP that you probably, as a company anyway, that you want to put simultaneously. Like Shang-Chi is actually theaters only too.
Yep. Which is also even more insulting to Black Widow.
I was about to say she's gonna get even more pissed. And she's gonna have
the Delta variant is more dangerous now than when the Black Widow film came out, and you guys decided to do theater only for Shang-Chi.
Yeah, they didn't believe it. Unfortunately, they knew it was late. They knew it was late in the game. They kept pushing it out because they didn't know what to do. They didn't want to lose too much money by having it just out in theaters and people not going. It sucks. It's just timing. And bad decision by studio heads, whether that's misogynistic in some way or not.
Yeah,
they're definitely.
I mean, hints of misogyny. Like you're just like the only woman character that you have in your whole universe is the only one you do same day release.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
like, why would you not do it for Shang-Chi? I'm actually confused why they didn't do it for Shang-Chi. Because
same day release,
but
why are they not doing it?
No, they believe in Shang-Chi. They you know what? They believe in it so much that they had people early review it. Marvel doesn't always do that.
True.
Right?
Sorry, Dave, you're right.
They lifted the embargo.
But was Captain Marvel out at the same time that Disney Plus was out? That was the question I was going to ask.
Well, no, but there was no pandemic, so
yeah.
The whole landscape has completely changed because of how the theaters are dealing with one of the worst things to ever happen to the business. So I understand. I understand saying you want to do same day across the board or saying no, but I don't understand picking one Disney property, one Marvel property, and then going different the next Marvel property.
Yeah, they were afraid. I hate to say it, but like I wasn't huge on Black Widow. The story to me wasn't as strong. There's certain things that I feel like if they had released it in theater and it sort of flopped, Marvel would feel like it was a taint on their sort of reputation. So this was, to them, it was a cop out. 100% it was a cop out.
Yes. It was a safety net. 100%. Yeah, I agree.
I feel Black Widow was made because to shut people up.
I think.
That's my humble opinion. It was it was to do good by Scarlett Johansson, but at the same time, it was to shut everyone else up for like not making
Her movie earlier.
Her movie. It's just like the reason why they're making the Clint Barton the Hawkeye show. I feel like it's just to, like, lack of a better term, shut people up. Only in the sense, but specifically for her, it's like
a lot of money to try and shut us up, though.
Yeah, I think that one is there to set up things. Like at the end of the day, the only real thing Black Widow set up was Yelena.
Yeah.
Right.
And what's her name?
Valentina.
Elaine's character to help
Valentina.
further boost her. Was it? What?
They didn't need it. Honestly,
Valentina.
They didn't need to show me her anymore. Her showing up at Falcon and Winter Soldier was probably enough for me to be like, oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Yeah.
You know, so this felt like they literally put it in recently.
Yeah, because you know what? If they had decided to do Yelena at the grave and then there's just an envelope on the grave with Clint's picture in it, that would have been as important as if Valentina delivered it. It would have been the same thing to me.
Yeah.
Either way, it's just to put a target on Hawkeye's back.
Exactly.
That's all it does.
Exactly.
So yeah, it did feel like they added that in now because they had just done Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I hope ScarJo gets her money, whatever money she's looking for, and you know, things
Disney,
go well. But
Disney, just pay her. Just give her the money.
Just get it over with.
Stop trying to force her into private arbitration or and like push her back to the table when it sounds like everything I read, because I read that initial document, the suit that was filed by her lawyer that said she tried to negotiate in good faith before going to a lawsuit. And you guys, it's like, just give her the money. Just give her the money. Give her the money.
It's very rare companies don't go through litigation and then make you waste money. And then by the time they pay you, they feel okay with paying you because they know how much you already lost in litigation.
Yeah,
it's one of those things. Yeah.
Black Panther 2 will introduce Riwi, aka Ironheart. Have you guys been hearing the theories online?
No, but I remember this was announced a few weeks back.
Yes,
Ironheart would be introduced, but no, I don't. What theories are you talking about?
The theories I've been hearing recently is that she's going to be Wakandan.
That's fine by me.
But why is her name Riwi Williams?
I don't know.
It could just be because that'll just be her American name because her
That's
name
just the theory. I'm just telling you what people are saying.
I thought I had a legit question here.
Facts. It is a legit question. I just have no fucking clue what the answer is.
That is so
Why
funny.
would a Wakandan be named Riwi Williams? Very good question. I don't know.
That's great. I mean, Eric Killmonger, but he ended up being in America, so it's different.
Yeah, funny. True. This Riri definitely not. I mean, unless they're going to decide to shorten Riri to something like,
or maybe Riri,
you would have a better chance of knowing a African style name that starts with R, as this Caribbean Canadian versus Nigerian knowledge. That's the only reason I say that.
She's part of the international program that they're building at the end of Wakanda, and then they bring her to Wakanda as like a student. Bam.
The white guy coming in with the slam dunk. Respect.
That's possible.
I respect that.
Like we have the smart kid, and you get to meet Shuri, and she's gonna show you around, and then. I
mean, Shuri always said that she can make a better Iron Man suit, right? She said that, or
she has said it.
Shit. You were right, sir.
Speaking of Shuri, Letitia Wright hospitalized after a stunt rig accident while shooting Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. We wish her a quick recovery.
I think she was released. I might have seen
already.
Good,
because I only just saw that today. So
minor injuries. Means she's getting after it. If she's doing some of her own
stunts.
Right?
She's doing her own stunts. That's nods to her.
Yeah.
The woman that I saw in Black Mirror did not look like she did stunts. Right? Remember when she's in Black Mirror and she's a skinny little kid?
Yep.
That's not someone I would put in a stunt rig. So kudos for her for going out and doing the thing.
Yeah, hopefully, she's come a long way in a short time. That's crazy.
Big time. Matrix 4 trailer and the unveiled title. Sorry, I could not read that. And title unveiled during Warner Brothers Cinemacon Reel. So that's pretty big. Like
did you read the premise?
No, I didn't.
I read the description of the trailer.
Hit
I'm
us.
pumped.
because the trailer isn't like public. They didn't put it public,
Yeah.
but they
But
said it.
Yeah.
It sounded pretty
It sounds like
interesting.
a reasonable reason for this movie to happen again.
Yeah.
It's kind of set. Should I read it? You know what? Hold on. So the trailer starts with Thomas Anderson, Mr. Anderson, in therapy, and his therapist is Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
In this movie, and he's telling him like he's having dreams that aren't just dreams. Like, am I crazy? He feels like something is not right in the world. Talking to his therapist. Next scene, he's going to a coffee shop and he runs into a woman, Trinity. Shakes her hand, and there's like something between them, but they don't recognize each other, right? Meanwhile, he spends his days taking these blue prescription pills that his therapist gives him. He has to take 2 a day, right? And he always wonders like why everyone in his world is glued to their phones. And there's a scene with him in a crowded elevator, and he's the only one not glued or looking at any device. So he's always felt, or recently, or he's felt like he's always felt like he's different, but he just can't quite put his finger on it. And then eventually he runs into someone who is reminiscent of Morpheus, like Morpheus-esque, and that's Yahya Abdul-Mateen's character.
Oh, cool.
Who's pretty much probably another version of Morpheus, or some new freedom fighter. Could be Morpheus's son. Who knows?
Oh,
or someone later on, and then he hands him a red pill. And from that red pill scene, then you start seeing like, okay, then they show like scenes later on in the movie where he's back to being Neo. Him using his powers. Yeah, okay. He's seeing the Matrix with a fake reality that it is. And then there's also apparently like a dojo scene, Morpheus and him in a dojo, kind of like reminiscent of the first movie.
So he got pulled back in?
He got pulled back into the Matrix.
Shit.
And he's older now, obviously. And there's a scene where he sees his younger self also apparently in the trailer. And apparently he has like new powers like telekinesis, where he's like stopping a missile coming after him. So it's looking like, I don't know, it looks like they have a pretty good premise to work off of here.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
I'm down.
But the thing is, how is he back alive unless he's officially an algorithm?
Dave, I'll tell you what the theaters are going to tell you. Warner Bros. Is going to tell you. You got to watch the movie.
and I will. Thank you. You sold me.
How does this happen? Warner Brothers sitting there. That's right, bitch. Ask 100%. The questions.
I don't think they would have come back with a fourth, or Keanu would have come back with a fourth if it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
After all this time,
dude. Because this is the thing that made his career.
Right.
Bill and Ted.
It was Bill and Ted than this.
No. But I'm saying he said for Bill and Ted, we weren't going to do it unless it was a good script.
Yeah.
And as much as like the movie's a little weird, but it's fun.
It has the essence of Bill and Ted, right? It still has the essence, and it still made sense. So I think this is going to be along the same lines, and I'm pumped. I'm excited for that too. Actually.
Yeah. And then last bit of news we have here, which isn't really news. I don't know why.
It's just official. It's just officials.
Oh, dude. But we said it last week.
Did we? Oh, I thought I took.
I didn't notice it last week.
Oh, yes, it is there last week. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. My bad. I put that
that's
in.
why. Because in my head, I was just like, I didn't add this, did I? I'm like, why would I add
that was me. I didn't
because Dave wasn't here and didn't listen to the show, didn't pay attention.
I listened to the show, but I wasn't going to listen to the Geek News and Rumors.
So you're not interested in the rumors part. Okay, I get it.
Some things are nice to be surprised, Toby.
All right. For all those listening, he's talking about Anthony Mackie being official for Captain America 4, but we already knew that.
Again, for me in my head, it makes no sense as to you announce the movie and the man stars as the character, but you're gonna tell us a couple months later, oh, by the way, he signed. Yes, I know he signed on. You're gonna hire a different actor to play him?
Yeah, come on.
Big trips. That's stupid.
They could be weird,
dude. You know how mad people would get if they went and switched him out? That would be insane.
Imagine they replaced him with a white guy and just piss off everybody.
Yo, you want to see the movie theaters start to burn?
You know?
It's the we're ending off the show real quick, but I do want to say because I think Dave, you posted it in your story too, but a lot of people talked about it. The drummer for the Rolling Stones, Watts, passed away. If ever there was an example of people we thought may be immortal, it's those motherfuckers from the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, like they've been around for a while.
But it's like it's one thing to have one person from the group live for a long time and see his friends. But isn't it almost the entire band is still alive?
The whole band. If I mean, I don't know necessarily.
I didn't look
as far as
I didn't want to start looking who's dead from the Rolling. So that felt like
no, but I mean, when I saw them a few years ago, and when I did the research back then, it was all the original people. So no, it's pretty crazy. It's weird because it's like for some people it's like it's an end of an era to a certain degree. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
I mean, mind you, it's not like they were producing new music, except for Mick Jagger did release a song during the pandemic with David Grohl from Foo Fighters. But it's wild because it's the first time that I find an iconic rock band is breaking up because of actual death. Because like, if you had Jimi Hendrix, he passed away obviously early. You have the Beatles, various members had died like.
Yeah,
not like some because of murder, some because of whatever other illness, but like it wasn't like, oh, we had a great long life and like know.
Like, I mean the Beatles had broken up, but yeah, I do get what you mean. What you're saying that's fine. Yeah, man. I mean it's it's crazy because like my team at work, we're all just like, yo, are these guys actually immortal? Like what? Like we were all just making jokes about their immortality had worn off. But so rest in peace to him. And we look forward to being back next week. We're gonna have another show for you guys at the beginning of the month. We want to thank you guys for tuning into this one. Anything you guys need to say or tell the people before we bounce out?
Stay safe, stay sane, and stay fit.
Yeah, keep wearing the masks.
Second.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not going to tell y'all to get the vaccine.
Well, I mean, if you guys need any masks, I got some right back.
I know everyone's got boxes of masks. I'm not going to tell people to get the vaccine if they don't want to get the vaccine, but at the very least, please wear the mask.
Yeah. If you want to be an anti-masker, but you're pro-vaccine,
you can't be both.
You can't be both. You can't be both because then you're just a dick.
Yeah.
You're just a dick.
Let's be fair. You can't do both.
Yeah,
I agree.
So yeah, just that final message, guys. We'll be back next week. Please don't ever leave because we love y'all. We have so much fun doing this show every week. Shout outs and peace, y'all. We out.
Deuces.
Peace.